not even funny anymore.
Yeah, and it seems that as we move away from that philosophy, we also move away from freedom as well. Well, listen, last question, and then we gotta let you go. And thanks so much for giving us all your time here. If there was a wacky warning label to be put onto the recent RNC convention, I gotta think it's something like, caution before watching this. Make sure you check your brain at the door or something, because there was a lot of crazy and stuff going on there, man. What was your impression of the RNC?
I think you're right. I think there are a lot of Republicans that could think of a lot of warning labels to put on it. Viewer discretion advised. Events don't depict real life. Something like that. It's really an interesting and unusual time to be alive, isn't it, Gene?
Events don't depict real life. In politics, that is always the case. Listen, Bob, thanks so much for coming on the show. Bob Dorigo Jones, of course, Senior Fellow for Center for America, creator of the annual Wacky Warning Labels contest, best-selling author of the book that he mentioned, Remove Child Before Folding, the 100 stupidest, silliest, and wackiest warning labels ever. And yes, I'll plug the radio show. Let's Be Fair airs on radio stations across America. One day I hope to be like Bob Dorigo Jones. Bob, how can people get in touch with you online and social media and all that stuff?
Yeah, thanks. They can go to centerforamericatv.org. And we would love to give the $1,000 grand prize that we gave to Susanna Pete this year to one of your listeners. So all they have to do is look around the house, the office, find a funny warning label. My goodness, they're on just about everything that we buy these days. If it's funny, if it's common sense, if you think it's there because they fear a lawsuit if it's not put there, just go to our website, centerforamericatv.org, look us up, and email it to us, and it's that easy. We take it from there.
Check out centerforamericatv.org and marvel at the wacky warning labels from the past and the present. This society's doomed, pal. Thanks for showing us that much. Bob Dorigo Jones, you're the man. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Always nice talking with you, Gene. Thanks.
The show will be right back. But first, a word from Al Sharpton.
Good evening, Rev. Thanks
Good evening,
to
Rev.
you, Ed. Is this Groundhog Day 2? We are watching that was Attorney General Eric Holder, ABDs, about some Republicans at home are already beating the drums of war. Today, the Pentagon refuted that claim. And he said the American people do not want him to, quote, dwiddling, they do not want him dwiddling his thumbs. You can get a gig as a contortionist. Intravenous fluids and pills coated with gelatin. We don't leave our women or men in uniform behind. It's a monument to the hubris of Dick Cheney, Representative Raul Labrador. Years of abuse. I personally apologize to Mr. Peebles. Just ask to soon-to-be former Congressman. Democrats are outright jitty. CIA's counterterrorism center. Veteran Affairs Secretary Shinseki. Why do I always mess up his name? Shinseki. I love my critics. I have fun with that.
Politics Nation with the Reverend Al Sharpton starts right now. Good evening, Rev.
Good evening, Dr. Dyson.
But wait, there's more.
And we will much about that be committed. So there's no real conflict. Michael Druniak, including Lincoln himself, Daniel Day-Lewis. Behind Monica Lewinsky, the one and only Trey Songz is here. But Allison Lundergan Grimes, Gina De Jesus, when Gina De Jesus, Tea Party challenger Matt Bivens. People don't want to have their Social Security overall. The Republican savior, Mark Rubio's big night. In evolution and Galileo, this whole thing of Galileo, America's changed. Unless IT and Skillets, President Putin doing something similar back in, it won't change this fundamental fact about the GOP. Just how absurd these attacks is. Nearly 6 months after the dangerous traffic jam, the Thai military says, my friend for many years, Ilyana Van Zandt. There's nothing there.
And they gave this guy a TV show? Let's get back to our show.
Gene Berardelli, back behind enemy lines. I want to thank Bob Dorigo Jones for coming on the show, pointing out to all of us that this society is doomed because of stupid people who think that it's okay to use a plastic lightsaber as a battle device. Check them out, SenatForAmerica.org. The Wacky Warning Labels stuff is a lot of fun. Folks, look for labels yourself. I want a listener of this show to win the $1,000 prize next year. Be on the lookout. In fact, if you're at the DNC, you probably see a lot of Wacky Warning Labels because there's a lot of wackiness going on there. Of course, we've been talking about the DNC where the system is rigged and the votes don't matter. Kind of like whose line is it anyway? But we just put up a meme about that at our Facebook page for Behind Enemy Lines Radio. Check it out by going to our page, www.behindenemylinesradio.us. You can click on the About Us tab, and under that tab, you'll find a link to our Facebook page right at the first link there. So yeah, I'm showing you how to work the website and teaching you something about politics at the same time. Who knew? Just about getting ready to wrap the show up. We're going to have a few final thoughts here. Again, Russ Gallo should be back in a couple of weeks or so. I don't know exactly where he is or when he's coming back. He never lets me know when he's upstate doing his drill stuff. But we wish him the best and hope that he's safe and sound while he's doing it. So, final thought time, folks. I'm going to end things on as good a note as I can. And that is, a lot of the silliness is gone. But a lot more is coming at you. The primary process is over. We have our nominees. We're moving forward. We have vice presidential picks. How did we not talk about Tim Kaine during this show with all this wackiness? See, this, again, the tennis ball theory of politics. So many were sent over the net to us this week. We haven't even talked about Tim Kaine yet. The vice presidential pick for Hillary Clinton. And his gifts that he got while he was in office. And how he's a safe pick for Hillary Clinton. And shows that maybe she's underestimating Donald Trump a little bit. Looking for Virginia votes while Clinton is falling behind everywhere else in other battleground states like Ohio and Florida. We can get into that next week, though. But I'm trying to end on a positive note. And I guess the only positive note for me is, and maybe this, I'm going to take a point of personal privilege here. And I'm going to happily announce that I will once again be a godfather. Yes, Italian godfather, you make the joke. To my cousin's newest addition, Corinne Michelle Sinecor, who is happily living in the state of Ohio. So instead of going to the RNC in Cleveland last week, I am going up there for a much better reason. And that is to meet this little cutie and to stand in as her godfather for her christening and baptism. And I can't wait to do it. You know what? That's a nice way to end it. Talking about the things that are most important to us. Politics come and go, folks. Your family, your life, that's very important. And politics enters into that when you want to really become in charge of your family's life and in charge of your own life. So stay active, stay involved, keep thinking, keep believing, and keep listening to this show, folks. But until next week, from Behind Enemy Lines here at the People's Republic of New York City. Boy, did I screw that up. Gene Berardelli is saying thanks for listening, and we are out of here. Good night, folks.
Our position has been compromised. It's time to roll out. Report for debriefing at www.behindenemylinesradio.us and look for regular communications via Facebook and Twitter at BEL_radio. You are the resistance. Behind Enemy Lines. A rock radio production. Copyright 2016. Back in 7 days. Out.